The mismanagement of Marathon needs to be studied because the community right now is very, very interested in seeing what Bungie's next steps will be for this game, given all of the backlash. Because it would seem as though after the alpha, Bungie has tripped and fallen on their face, and their immediate response is probably one of the most bizarre ones you could ever imagine. We had Marathon the Game tweet out just 2 days ago that their first piece of feedback would be this: thanks to everyone who participated in the closed alpha test, your feedback is already helping us improve Marathon, which is great. We hope that there's some improvements made. Obviously, there's a lot of room for improvement. Join us on May 8th at 1 p.m. for our Play MA, where we will be discussing what's next. Now, that's nice. We want to hear what's next, all right? You're trying to listen to the feedback, you're trying to improve the game. So, of course, on 2 days' notice, you're just doing a Play MA and discussing what's next. Obviously, this is going to be spicy. People want to see what's going on here, all right? It does get some impressions, 130,000. It's then tweeted the next day before that, correction, our Play MA will happen on Friday, May 9th at 1 p.m. Be sure to follow our Twitch to make sure you're there once we've gone live. So there's some issues going on here right now where they're unable to make the stream go live on their timeline, on their 2-day timeline already. I mean, it was already a quick turnaround, and now they're extending it by 1 day, which is fine. It happens. There's no big deal about that. But then just today, they got this message right here, which was our game director, Ziegler, will be unavailable this Friday. So we're shifting our Play MA to May 16th. That way we can stream our Friday internal playtest. We're eager to dive into alpha feedback and share our initial thinking. So we got just this immediate stream that's coming out in 2 days, then a change, a postponement by a day, and then a cancellation at the last minute. Something's going on at Bungie, all right? And I'm not the only one that's suspicious about it. In fact, this isn't even my opinion at all. I was just reading through what the responses to this were because I was curious, what do people think of this? Like, this seemed like a very odd way to be managing things. And then they say, one person's in, it's out, so you have to completely reschedule. I mean, maybe something happened with the game director. Obviously, he should be a part of it, right? Imagine if the game director, after all the backlash, just doesn't show up to their first big, press conference, their first big, announcement and, adjustments that they're going to be talking about clearly, right? But a lot of people they said it's a sign that the game is getting delayed. I mean, I don't know if there's a positive comment in here, really. They got DOA guy saying right here, let's learn from Embark, okay? Bungie's ran by a bunch of frat dudes. Who cares if he's absent? I mean, you've got the typical antagonistic type comments, but let's PR for. I hope some of this negative sentiment on our game dissolves in a week. You got bro. Can we just get a blog post? Yeah, a blog post might actually be the play then if they're unable to do so, right? You've got, you guys are starting to become a joke, right? But you also do have some positive stuff in here. You've got games not nearly as bad as some people are making it out to be. So obviously there's some mixed opinions right now. And feel free, if you're, looking forward to Marathon in some way, feel free to express your opinion publicly because, there are some fans of Marathon. I'm not saying that everyone dislikes this game at this point in time. What we're here to talk about was kind of the odd and awkward mismanagement of this game at this point in time, because we also have another issue that's come up where, for whatever bizarre reason, they have kicked a bunch of people from their creator program. I think that they may be adjusting to having a third party taking care of it or something that's out of studio, but a lot of people have been kicked out of the Discord and are unable to rejoin. This individual was talking about it, and this person said right here, we got kicked out with zero communication, etc. And this person responded saying, unfortunately, it seems like the communication from them is very poor. So you have basically a ton of content creators that are trying to be Marathon creators, right? They're actually trying to promote this game, and they are unable to even get in the Discord and be a part of the conversation, which definitely hurts because Bungie needs all the help that they could possibly get right now because the feedback, of course, has been pretty negative. Their initial gameplay reveal trailer right here on their channel has 1 million views with 24,000 dislikes and 23,000 likes. So literally there is more dislikes when people are watching Marathon's gameplay than likes. I mean, it's a pretty bad split, right? You don't normally see the dislikes on YouTube, but if you add a special Chrome extension, you can actually see the dislikes on the video. So you're able to install that extension and see how many dislikes the video has. It's a lot. It's pretty bad. I mean, this is definitely not what you want from the initial launch of your game. You kind of want people to be excited about it initially, especially because, they've just gotten a taste of what's to come. There should obviously be a lot more to reveal and unveil, right? They also have this right here, the gameplay overview trailer, which has 24,000 likes to a whopping 18,000 downvotes. So a lot of negativity around Marathon's gameplay in general. It would be very interesting to see how they respond to that. And just in general, their delivery method of information has been very chaotic. You have all this Marathon information that people really want to know. They want to know how the different systems work inside the game. And instead of having like one centralized location where you can kind of find out what's in Marathon, you have like 30 or 40 different creators that all did interviews. And if I'm being honest, most of them are not particularly equipped to be doing interviews. Like, it's not their forte, right? So you got these like awkward interviews, but randomly in those interviews, you have really good questions and like bits of information that you actually want to know and have answered, but you have to search far and wide to find that information. It's chaotic, all right? We need to organize the Marathon information a little bit better, Bungie. With all of the upcoming rescheduling and the discussing what's next being talked about on their next big stream, it feels a little bit like some people have some cold feet here, right? I mean, let's be honest. Marathon was not received particularly well. So the next thing it needs to reveal and show and talk about really needs to stick. I would say it really does need to land well and try to help turn the narrative from negative into positive. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if they can pull it off, but I am here to listen to what Bungie has to say in regards to what's next for Marathon. Because the way I see it, there's basically only a few approaches that Bungie could possibly take with their next steps for Marathon. The first is what the negative side of things are saying, which is Bungie, you gambled and lost. Call it quits before you burn too much money, which I think it's a little too soon to say that. All right, let's at least let this game launch first and see how its first few months, how its first year does, see if it actually can grow and build an audience. I mean, we have to give it a chance, right? I mean, you made it this far, you spent 6 years, you might as well let the game launch, even if it is an absolute dumpster fire. Let the game launch, right? That's the first initial approach. Then the secondary approach is to delay the game, in my opinion. And that delay is going to be to incorporate all the different feedback that people are saying that this game needs, probably some changes to the movement, probably some changes to really just whatever extraction shooter players want. Because believe it or not, if you're going to make an extraction shooter game, you do need to appeal to the general audience that already exists within that genre, all right? Trying to make an extraction shooter for people that don't play extraction shooters is a really bizarre approach. And that is Bungie's approach right now. They are trying to make a game for a game type for people that don't play this game type in hopes that they can build a whole new audience of people that currently just don't exist. But that's really just not the way that people play games. We know this from various different studies that most people out there are playing games that are 6 years or older. It's a very well-known and well-documented fact out there. That's just what people are doing. So you want to get people to play a brand new game on an old genre, and your approach is just awkward at the very least, right? Most people are not particularly interested in playing this game that are extraction shooter players. Destiny 2 players that are big fans of Bungie and of course big fans of Halo, big fans of Destiny, jump into this game and even they are not particularly having fun with it, especially because if you've been playing Destiny 2, it's mostly a PvE game. You're probably not that excited about Bungie's PvP in general, but let me know what you think. What do you think Bungie's approach will be when they are discussing what's next for Marathon? Is it going to be business as usual with the continuation of their September date, or do you think that we're going to actually get some radical news for this game? I'll be reading your comments down below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.